This is Hannibal back here from thehannibaltv.com with a daily wrestling news update for you. Seth Rollins, not surprisingly, has re-signed with WWE. His contract was set to expire, I think, sometime around July. This likely means that his wife, Becky Lynch, and the mother of his kid, is probably also going to re-sign with WWE. Her contract expires around the same time. With AEW being brutal right now and pretty much has lost all of its steam, this is no surprise at all that they're sticking with WWE, and it's going to be harder and harder as AEW continues to fall for them to sign ex-WWE people. They could sign people like Sasha Banks for 4.5 million a year that don't make any difference in the ratings or attendance. They comped well over 2,000 tickets for Sasha Banks' debut, so she's not exactly a ticket mover, Mercedes Moné, um, or spend supposedly 4.5 million on Okada, someone that like me. Let's face it, mainstream fans don't care about these people. I mean, Sasha Banks more than Okada, but and even Will Ospreay apparently huge money. We haven't seen any of these people make any difference, and interest in AEW just continues to fall. As far as the NXT cuts, according to Dave Meltzer, Gulak getting fired had to do with Ronda Rousey, even though their WWE's investigation into it was inconclusive. The negative publicity was bad for him. Also, he was not over and getting main roster salary while working for NXT, so it was a good cut to make anyways. Everyone else that was cut, there was 9 others that were cut. They were all people that had been paid to train and were not wrestlers before. And the reason they were cut were quote unquote they were not progressing. Meltzer says there's at least 100 wrestlers in WWE who could fall into this not progressing category. Many of them we don't even know that they're under contract. As far as Johnny Ace flipping sides, a lot of that probably has to do with him actually being one of the people named in the lawsuit. WWE is also named in the lawsuit, but Johnny Ace like supposedly actually according to the lawsuit, they're accusing him of actually being involved in a sexual act. So he's going to go with whatever side he can likely get off on. As far as if it'll be settled or not, WWE has settled with, or their parent company TKO settled MLW's lawsuit recently, as well as the UFC concussion lawsuit. So obviously they're not against settling cases. It could be settled whether Vince McMahon wants to settle it or not. Vince wants to go back into business. Whether that's wrestling or something else remains to be seen. But he doesn't want to be remembered as a sex offender. He wants to be remembered as a businessman, according to Dave Meltzer. And if you look at WBF, ICO Pro, XFL, WWE Films, etc., they've all failed miserably. So his Evil Knievel thing, his foray into boxing, they've all failed. So why would he go into anything other than wrestling? His former chief of staff, Brad Blum, who was one of WWE's top executives, along with Nick Khan and Triple H, resigned last week. I mean, he's mentioned in the lawsuit as the one that hired Janelle Grant, so that may have something to do with it. Probably has something to do with it. But also, if Vince were to start something else up, I mean, he was always very loyal to Vince, according to reports. Apparently, although it hasn't been announced yet, everyone's saying Vegas is very likely going to be the site of next year's WrestleMania 41, although the dates are unknown. The SmackDown yesterday from Lyon, France, probably due to ridiculously high ticket prices, had the largest money-making gross in the history of SmackDown. I watched some clips from it. The crowd was very hot. It was not sold out from what I'm aware of. Pete Dunne, who doesn't seem to have ever been over, got a lot of Butch chants. which was his previous name. I don't know what he's named now, but apparently popular wrestling YouTuber told people to chant for him as Butch at the show, and they did as this YouTuber said. As far as Double or Nothing's very weak main event, Christian versus Swerve, who's not a strong champion and not really known outside of AEW fans. Um, Meltzer agrees with something I said, saying the same thing that I said a couple of days ago, that it makes no sense for Christian to have a world title match when he just lost the TNT title to Edge, which is the weaker title. And Meltzer said it would have made more sense to have even babyface versus babyface, Edge versus Swerve, since Edge beat Christian. And like there'd be more discrepancy on who would win in the fans' eyes if it was Edge versus this other guy. Because they're charging $50 for a pay-per-view. Their pay-per-view buy rate was down for the last one and actually had a worse performance than expected, but like they expect people to pay $50 for a main event that everyone knows the winner. Apparently, the rating for the Sandman Dark Side of the Ring episode was very bad. Apparently, I don't think WWE films are still around, or if they are around, they're not doing much. And someone likes Molson. I'm in heavy training right now, not drinking. I think I might be done with drinking altogether with what I've been reading about it. It's just not healthy for you. I want to live a long life. Have a great day. I'm heading off to the gym.